Habari Gani. Today is the first day of Kwanzaa, and I'm honored to be able to share a moment with you in this time, live and all across the world, if you just choose to tune in. I love this technology of today, and it just makes it easier to communicate with people that you don't even know, which as an artist is important to me, because what's coming through me is not just for me or my circle. It is for everybody, and it's Kwanzaa time. This song that you hear in the background is something that I wrote for Kwanzaa. It's called Happy Kwanzaa. Yenu Iwe na Heri. All of this is in the language of Swahili, which Swahili is the language of Kwanzaa. I'd like to share tonight with you and light the first candle, which is the black candle for unity. The way we greet each other during Kwanzaa, we say, Habari Gani. Can you say that? Habari Gani, which means what's in the news or whatever. What's up? What's up, family? That's what people usually say when they come on live. What's up, family? What up, what up, what up, until people come. I know as long as you can record this and put it on later, it's all good. When people come in, it's fine. If they don't, they'll see it later. The main thing is the content. So when I say Habari Gani on the first day of Kwanzaa, your response would be Umoja Habari Gani, which means unity is in the news today, because Umoja means unity. Everything starts with a seed. Has to have a beginning. Even though there's what came to mind when I said that a circle has no beginning, no end. Well, everything on this plane has a beginning. You plant the seed and you watch it grow, or you nurture it so that it can grow. But unity is the beginning. Umoja, which means unity. And I'm going to light that candle. Dr. Maulan Keranga, 1965, he's been given credit for originating this holiday on this shore. This holiday is an African American celebration, and it is celebrated all over the world now. It is a black conscious celebration, just as Hanukkah is a Jewish conscious celebration. When you come to learn about Kwanzaa, know that it is elevating the Africanness, not slavery, because slavery is something that happened, which I don't even like that word. These were kidnapped people from Africa, people who had full lives, full villages, full civilizations, was stolen and brought here and helped to build this country. And I'll get into a little bit of that because of how I set up my Kwanzaa table. I use peanuts. Peanuts are not always used on everybody's Kwanzaa table, but since I'm talking about it now, peanuts was what provided nourishment for those kidnapped people from Africa when they came to this shore. Before they would unload them off of the ship, because they came over through the middle passage, through just unbearable treatment. And those that survive are what my lineage is. When I was in Africa a couple of years ago, actually, yeah, it's almost 2 years, and I was on Gore Island, and one of the things that the guide said and emphasized was that not only the cream of the crop was stolen, but those who were the strongest, because you had to be strong to survive. And I honor that heritage. So these peanuts, ground nuts, will always be on my Kwanzaa table in homage to those who survived that allow me to be able to be born. Today is unity. Unity is Umoja. There's a verbiage that goes along with each day / each candle, because all of the candles correspond with the days of Kwanzaa. There's 7 days and 7 nights. It starts on the 26th, which is today, the day after Christmas. So it is not a replacement for Christmas. It is a continuation of celebration after Christmas. But for 7 days, from the 26th to the 1st of January, a candle is lit. The first night, only 1 candle. Tomorrow, there will be 2 candles, and so forth until the 7th day when all 7 candles will be lit. Tonight being Umoja, to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. It is important that we build a foundation of one thought, a value system that will help maintain us through the ages. That is the objective of this call to unity. I'll take it a step further though. Today, during this pandemic, when people are seeking to learn so much more about each other, this is a time to unify in thought with many cultures. I am an advocate of really respecting each other's culture. Learn the languages, learn how to pronounce people's names. It's real important. It's real important as we move forward. I just want to put my little 2 cents in embracing Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a good thing. It's a big thing. And it's little by little since 1965 catching on more and more. Kwanzaa songs, there's plenty Kwanzaa songs. You just have to look for them. And one of them is this song that's playing, Happy Kwanzaa. You can find that on all of the music outlets. You can download it at Apple Music and so forth and so on. But unity. What does unity mean to you? See, if I was doing this in front of a lot of people with children, what my tradition is to ask people, what is it to you? Now, it's one thing in the book. That's just a guideline, just like a map. But when you're traveling, sometimes you just want to veer away from what the structure of the map is. And that's okay, because we're creative beings. And as long as the creativity does not defile the originality or the origin of it, child, it's all good. So what is unity to you? If you will, just put in the chat, what does unity mean to you? Where do you see unity being exhibited in your daily life? How about where would you like to see unity exhibited? Is it within the family? Is it even unifying your thoughts? Is it in a salad, in the way you prepare your food? Is how you get your face beat and get your look together? Unity, it just expands over all kinds of levels. But culturally, devising a plan that people can relate to that will sustain us as a unified culture, as a one thought, one mind, one destiny, Those things are really, really important. So I just wanted to put a little bit of that on your mind, and just know that, and I'm being distracted by these ring lights, but I have to have my glasses on, so y'all work with me. Y'all work with a sister. I don't know if I said my name. My name is Maia, and what's playing now is Kuji Chagalia, which is tomorrow. That's a song that I wrote so that it will help people to be able to pronounce that word. I'm going to turn this down because I'll play more of that tomorrow. I have some songs also for unity and just other songs for this. Actually, I write a lot of songs for holidays because I just love holidays. I think that is one time when people magnify love. And I was born to love. My destiny is about love. And I have to share love. That's what I got to do. And that's what I do. So tonight, we're celebrating the first day of Kwanzaa. I'm inviting you into my home, which I generally do at least one of the days of Kwanzaa. My family has a community celebration. And because my grandchildren grew up with so many different cultures, that it is enlightening for them to share their Africanness with those various cultures of beings. And they're actually every single year they're asking, is your Grammy going to do the Kwanzaa again? Because that's the only time they really get a chance to see the elevation and the magnificence of who we are outside of what you get in school, which is usually one or two things. We were slaves, and what you see on the news is we're trouble, and all of it is a mess. It's just messy, and you're starting to see now that most of it is a lie. But we'll move that to the side. There's a time for us to discuss that. Today we want to see what we can do to bring ourselves in unity, to unify us, mind, body, and spirit, to just care for one another, to share with one another. Umoja. Before we move on, I'd like to pour libation, which is an integral part of celebrating Kwanzaa. We give homage to our ancestors. So I have my plant here, but I'm just going to pour it into my cup. This is my unity cup. This is Kikombe Cha Umoja. I'm going to pour it in here and then transfer it later because I don't want to, I got my set and I don't have any help, so we don't want anything falling, Anyway, I'm going to pour libation, just simple water, but the calling of the ancestors. Every single one of us have people who have lived before us and have provided some kind of way for us to be who we are. And that's what we do. We give homage to those ancestors who came before us. We'll start with some ancient, and I will call them, and you just say Ashe. You can even put Ashe in the chat. Ashe, you can spell A-S-E with a hash over the E, or you can spell A-S-H-A-Y, which is phonetic. Ashe is from the language of the Yoruba people, so we're just kind of making a smorgasbord of various cultures that people have linked themselves to. A lot of people link themselves to Yoruban culture. It is tantamount to saying amen or yes, show you right. And you can say that, show you right. Yes, indeed. Amen. Ashe. It's also Brazilian Portuguese is A-X-E. Ashe. The X is pronounced like S-H. And because I've been to Brazil a few times and I find I have an affinity with them. A lot of times people will see me write A-X-E, and that's giving that honor to that aspect of the people on this side of the Atlantic. Actually, more African people are in Brazil than any other place. That's a whole nother topic. Or you can just take time, Google it, look it up. That's what Kwanzaa is about. Kwanzaa means first fruits. And this fruit is not necessarily fruit from the tree or harvesting the fruits of our labor in the fields. It can be that. Shoot, I was picking greens last week and cooked those bad boys up, and they're so good. That's another topic. I digress, because I love food. However, with Kwanzaa, we always give this homage to our ancestors, and generally at the beginning of the celebration. But I wanted to just give people a little time to get here before I do this abbreviated form of giving homage to those who have paved the way before us. And as I'm, excuse me, as I'm pouring this libation, you may, in your homes, call out these names, because it's to be called out and put into the ether. You can write the names in the chat. However you want to respond to those people that you want to recognize, put it in the chat. Speak their names. There's an African saying that says, and I am paraphrasing, that you live as long as your name is called. And people will call your name if they loved you. And people will call your name if your deeds were empowering. And people will call your name if they just remember you. And that's important, because when you call their names, it gives them life. And it gives life to what they did. And what they did will continue to inspire and encourage others who have come behind them. So, I start with calling on all the ancestors from the beginning, from the original ancestors, all those who started life and set out in life to procreate and make sure that there were more human beings on this planet. I pour libation to them, named and unnamed. Ashe. Libation. I pour libation to our ancient Egyptian ancestors who built those monuments. They were not to false gods. See, that's where the history comes down wrong. And they were black people. They were African people. If you've ever been to the pyramids, you will see their skin is black. Egypt, the word Egypt means the black land. It's okay. It's okay for them to be honored as black people. So I pour libation for the honored ancestors who built those monuments and the pyramids and the Sphinx, who had developed culture with music and literature and higher consciousness. I pour libations to Imhotep. I pour libation to Tutankhamun. I pour libation to Queen Hatshepsut and to others who I will not name tonight just for time. But all of them, I honor their presence on this earth and the gains that they made, and in search of more information of the truth of who they were, not the diluted and bastardized information that we have been handed in these schools when everybody is white in our history. Those who are white in our history that have done things to help humanity deserve honor. But when you steal a culture, you deserve what a thief deserves. Ashe. I pour libation for other warriors who led and protected us through the ages. The Moors, Queen Nzinga, Say their names. Say their names. Say their names. There's so many warriors. Asantewa. Say their names. Who lived to protect. Shaka Zulu. To protect us and protect our culture. Some were defeated. Some are living or were living legends and passed on the art of war. Because there is an art to that. I pour libation to those who were stolen from the soils of Africa and made it through the Middle Passage to land here in what is called the United States of America. I pour libation for all of those honored ancestors, named and unnamed. I pour libations for those who have names after they came here, like Phyllis Wheatley, like Denmark Vesey, like Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman. Many people. We didn't just sit here and just take this. There was always someone trying to find and redefine how to make it through the atrocity of the kidnapper. The atrocities that a kidnapper put upon Black people and Native American people in these soil. I pour libation for those who lived and died fighting for freedom. Ashe, ashe. I pour libation as we come through the 1800s and the 1900s and to just fast forward to the civil rights movement and the struggles to obtain dignity and just some kind of position in this world after we have been handed so-called freedom and still come down to see that it was not free at all. So I pour libation to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I pour libation to Malcolm X. I pour libation to Medgar Evers. And I pour libation to Fannie Lou Hamer and other people who struggled and fought so that we would even just have the right to vote and have a voice in this government. I pour libation for the creators down the ages, Ma Rainey, John Coltrane, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald. I pour libations to Miles Davis, Alice Coltrane. I pour libations for Sarah Vaughan, Nancy Wilson. I pour libations for a myriad of painters, Romare Bearden. I pour libations to literary artists, Langston Hughes, James Baldwin. I pour libation to Madam C.J. Walker, Zora Neale Hurston, and so many others. I pour libations to my immediate family who I met, and some that I haven't. So I'll just pour libation to the clan of them, the Hubert clan. I pour libation to the Jackson clan. I pour libation for the Rice clan. I pour libation for the Walker clan. I pour libation for the Green clan. I pour libation for the Powers clan. I pour libation for my grandchildren's lineage, the Irvings, the Neals, the Whites. I pour libation for the Koran clan, and so on and so on. And I pour libation for those who have walked this plane, but I also pour libation for those who are yet to come. Ashe, 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 oh, ashe. So that gives you some kind of idea. It can go on, and sometimes I do. And sometimes others do too. It's yours to decide how you want to do it. You may decide you just want to, on one night, just acknowledge a certain category of people. I mean, it's yours to do as you want, but you definitely should have some libation, some time to just acknowledge those who have left here. And all of those people who lost their lives unjustly, I know that's on everybody's mind. So we will get more maybe into that. I don't know. I'm feeling my way through this. I just wanted to share this. I was not going to allow being in seclusion to stop my vibe. Because even when I'm home by myself, I always, with my Christmas decoration, because I like Christmas. I like Christmas. I really do. I never get a tree because I have a thing about a tree. You can ask me about that in my DM. Why? But I do decorations and lights, but I always set up my Kwanzaa table at the same time. Christmas is not going to interfere with Kwanzaa and vice versa. Those who believe in Jesus Christ, this is not going to take anything from you to give honor to African ancestors. You need to really, really understand that Jesus Christ is one of our African ancestors. Christianity does not have anything to do with, well, let's just say it. And the reason why I'm saying this is a lot of times Christians are like, oh, no, I don't want to, I'm hocus pocus. No. This is who we are. This is what we were before the colonizers came. So find a way to embrace and add. Don't take it out. We have so many ways that... Okay, let me not take time because my mind is going. And I'll just say this. The more you learn about Kwanzaa and the principles, the more you can see how to weave this into your celebration season. You have Christmas and then you have 7 more days. And children love learning, and there's a gift giving with Kwanzaa. So they can get Christmas gifts and they can get Kwanzaa gifts. My children always looked forward to what they were going to get for Kwanzaa and just the activities of Kwanzaa. As I said, for today, Umoja, gather your children and talk to them about what unity is. Be that example at home. Make sure you don't argue on the first day of Kwanzaa, because argument, not debate, not discussion, but argument is not a way to come together. Coming together is what Umoja is about. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and light the candle. I hope that you have your Kwanzaa table set up. But if you don't, there's still time, because we're going all the way to the 1st of January, New Year's Day. There is a principle per day and a candle per day. So I'm going to light this candle, and I want everybody to say Umoja when I light it. Okay? Here we go. Umoja. Unity. Habari Gani. Kwanzaa means first fruits. Habari Gani means what's in the news today. What up, family? Kwanzaa is a good thing. 7 candles are called mishuma. They are inside of a candle holder, which is called Oops, my mind is having a fart right now, so I'm just going to come back to that. I know this stuff. I've been celebrating Kwanzaa since 1975. However, how is an ever? Whew. Candle holder, mishuma, kinara. See? Everything is sitting on a straw mat, which is called keka. You notice the that resonates through this language. It's good. It's sensual. It's love. Keka, We put our fruits on the mkeka, and they're called maza. No. Okay, I need to slow down. Mazao. Yeah, that's what they are. Mazao. And then you have the mahindi is the corn. Every Kwanzaa table should have at least one ear of corn for fertility. You get these corns and they last through the whole time. But you might want to be exotic and put some real fresh corn up there. But however many children are in the house, that's how many you have on your table. Or how many children you have. That's because this mahindi represents your procreation and your longevity and how your lineage continues. It is about the continuum. So we'll come back tomorrow. We'll have more information tomorrow. I hope that this just at least gets you started and inspires you to at least get your Kwanzaa set up and get started with your family. Get a book. Learn something about somebody in African and African American history. Those are two different things. African and African American or Black history. We'll cover it all, the entire diaspora. Have each child do a research and just come up, with just a paragraph and present that character. One of the things that I used to do with my family, the children would have to research somebody, and then we would help them find or create this costume, because on the night of Kuumba, which is creativity, we'll talk about that when we get there, we'd have a costume party for all the children, and who they studied and who they researched, that's who they were. And they were ready. They would come in. We had all kinds of Black heroes being discussed, and they knew, and they had to answer questions in those characters. Oh, it was so much fun. Make it fun. This is for the children. It's for your minds. It's for our mind, because we're children. We're all children at heart. So we find the joy, we find the fun, we find the love. And I'm going to do one more song, and I'm going to get out of here. And let's see, where is it? I'm going to, I believe I have it already on my, I don't know what you call it here in Instagram. Forgive me, I'm getting better. But the page that you say who you are and all of that, my profile page, I think that's what you call. I think I have my website there, but I'll make sure it's there so that you can contact me, or you can contact me in my DM. But you can get this music from my website as well. This one here is... I love holidays, and I do. So, as we move on into the evening, thank you for allowing me into your homes. I should be back tomorrow. I'll let you know. But when I pop on and do this, I will save it, and you can come back to it later. I'll even come back to it later and just see what I flubbed, or pick out the most valuable parts so that I can continue and find those segues into the rest of the day. But it's on unity. And before we leave, we're going to take our fist. You make a fist, but you make it by making the fist in the air, and you pull it down to your heart. You're going to say Harambe, which means let's pull together. Let's do this, people. Let's be unified. Christmas, happy Kwanzaa to you. There are so many other celebrations this time of year. I only wrote about 3 of them. Eventually I'll get more in there. But we're going to do our 7 Harambes. Here we go. Hands in the air. Ready? Harambe! Harambe! Harambe, 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 Harambe. Yes, indeed. Thank you. I love you. Share love. Umoja means unity, peace, and love.